Hi everybody, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are doing great. I'm doing great today. I'll tell you why. Because my son, Raphael, he slept for 6 hours straight last night. I know all the moms can understand how big of a deal that is. Like, he is finally growing up and um, he slept through 6 hours. This is the first time that has happened in all of this time, in 7 months, and I am just so happy. Because the lack of sleep in my life, it really affects my energy during the day. Even though I'm able to get up and do things, but I feel so dead on the inside. But this is good news. I feel like things are changing. Like अंदर से आपको एक positive energy नहीं आती, अपने अंदर से vibe वो feel हो रही है. And we've crossed the 6 month mark, and I just feel like, life थोड़ी normal हो रही है. I joined the gym. Yes, big thing I've done. The main reason for that is staying fit, feeling good. One of the things that happens to you is after pregnancy is that you don't feel so comfortable in your body, and you need to find a connection with your body. I feel that was at a very high point in my pregnancy. So in my pregnancy, I don't think I had ever been happier about my body. So some people are like, oh, pregnancy mein you'd feel conscious, but I didn't. I loved being pregnant. It was very empowering, and it was I don't know, I had never felt so positively about my image and my body, which is so odd, but yeah. But after pregnancy, it was just shoot, where I just didn't know the person in the mirror, and I would just look at myself and be like, I just don't look good. I just was not comfortable in anything that I wore. I was just like, what is this? So, and that sort of negative relationship that I've had with my body is something that I really want to change. And I feel, I don't know, I'm just taking a step to do things, to do something about the problems that I have. And that includes trying to develop a more positive relationship with my body. And I think just going to the gym and just giving it the time and attention that it needs might help. And if I lose weight in that process, then of course that is great. But right now, that is not the main goal, because that will be eventually. But I just can't be doing so much right now. You start somewhere and then you get somewhere, and you start small, and that's fine. Just giving it that time, dedicated time to my body will help that. It's like, otherwise it's like a constant neglect. ना आप उसको देख के खुश हो, ना आप उसमें खुश हो, और ना आप उसको कोई time दे रहे हो. So it's just like, it's not going to change itself. So if you want to love your body, I guess you have to give it that time, and I feel like I want to do that. So I'm excited, but also it's very difficult to sort of maintain a balance in life. I just feel like, okay, balance का concept नहीं है, it doesn't exist. एक ज़माने में होता था, but now things have changed so much, especially as young people who have started out their families and who are struggling to settle, and you're just sort of trying to sustain your life and your lifestyle and give time to your family and to your children and maintain your social life and social whatever, everything. And it's very difficult to actually have a balance in all those things. And I realized that some time ago, okay, yeah, if I'm going to constantly trying to look for that balance, now it's not going to happen. Things will have to take priority one at a time. Everything can't have an equal priority, and everything can't be in a balance. Isko itna time do, isko itna time do, isko itna, and then the balance will always be tipped off. I think there will be days when your social life is just completely at the back end, where you're like, no, I cannot give this time. Right now, I'm just focused on this other thing or that. or right now I'm just really focused on um, work, or right now I'm just focused on social life and the work can take the back, or right now I'm really focused on like family. um, because I think just that balance, it just doesn't exist in this day and age, at least not for us, not for like hustling couples who are trying to sustain themselves. um, Especially when you have to do the when you're like completely responsible for paying for everything, then it's just like, okay, then you really have to do it. And I think in Pakistan it's a bit more difficult. It's just difficult to sustain your lifestyle, uh, and you just sort of, you have to be on your toes 24/7. um, and things take a hit. Like today, it was my friend's birthday, so I went to a brunch for that right before this. And I made it a priority. I have shoots back to back today, so I have this shoot and then two other shoots. But I was like, no, I will take her out for a brunch. I will get her a gift. I will get her flowers. I will spend this time with her. And, like, because I need to invest in this at the moment, it's absolutely important. But sometimes, but obviously at the cost of something. This means that today, after now, I'll have shoot after shoot, and maybe I will not be able to make that extensive meal for my son, or do story time with him today. Maybe today I'll just be like, okay, whip out that yogurt and cucumber and just eat that, or something like that. Every day you can't have it all perfect, so you have to compromise on something. And there are days where I'll be like, you know what, no, right now I'm just focused on this. Like, for example, when I was weaning my child, like when he started having solids, I was like, okay, everything else needs to sort of take a back seat because this needs my attention. I want to do this right. So it needed time and attention. So I needed to be home at a certain time. I needed to, plan the meals, get the ingredients, focus on it, to really focus on building those eating habits, or how I wanted to go about it. Like, there are different methods, and how do I want to do this, So, because with the, like, last time in my podcast, I said how things need to be done like genuinely and fully. And that's the thing. If you're going to like try to do everything, everything will be half-assed, because you're just trying to sort of tick the mark. Check, ye bhi kar diya, ye bhi kar diya, ye bhi kar diya. But is it actually generating that outcome? Is it actually having that effect? What's the point? So might as well, do things properly and give them priority over each other, day after day or week after week, that, I'm focused on this and I'm focused on that, so that at least when you are doing it and focused on it, it's really it's meaningful. It has a meaning, it is done genuinely, and you're present in it. Otherwise you're just doing everything sort of mindlessly. I like to think doing things very mindfully. I don't like living mindlessly. Every time I've done that, I've just been an unhappy person. So whatever like thing I put on top, I'm just focused on like doing that very mindfully and with full intention and with full presence. And the rest can on that day sort of take the back seat. And I think that's fine. I think that's how, like, I've decided how I want to live my life, rather than trying to catch everything. And things, can go up and down. It's just about you decide, okay, you know what, right now, this takes priority. This has to take priority. There are times when you don't have that option. There are times when some things have to take priority that you don't want to give priority to, and that's okay as well. But like, when you can prioritize things based on what's really the most important thing right now, put that on top and let everything else take the back seat, because that way you have more control over your life. And right now it's all about regaining control in my life that I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to cut out all the loose ends, things that are out of my control. I just don't want to spend my time trying to control them, but rather just focus on what is in my control and do it properly. Like I said in the last one as well, that I want to focus on my strengths and not my weaknesses and take it from there. So yeah, fully focused on taking back control in my life, and I am quitting some things that I will talk to you about later. I'm not ready to I think share that with you guys yet, but I'm planning to quit some stuff. So the first 5 months I was like, okay, I just have to learn how to be a mother. And I'm glad I did that, because today I just feel like, I don't feel that I'm not a good mother. I haven't felt that. I know that some people feel like, they don't know this motherhood thing. But I feel like I'm a really good mother. Alhamdulillah, I don't feel like I'm not doing that and well. I have it really sorted. I feel, and I do it with a lot of presence and a lot of thought. So once I, feel like I had a good control over that, so then I started to do these other things in life. So yeah, so today was a day that I decided to give to a friend. And I know that now I'm going to get through the shoots like fast. And I'm honestly like, I did not, maybe this podcast isn't that great either, because I didn't really think about what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm pretty much just building on what I spoke about last time. And I guess that's okay. Like every single podcast that comes out cannot be perfect. And I think that's okay. Like, that's okay. It just can't be perfect. Today, the brunch that I had with my friend, it was perfect. It was just the way that I wanted to. It was good reconnection. Like we spoke, we talked, we really talked. It wasn't just like small talk. We really talked, we reconnected, we had good food, we had a good time, and it was all worth it. What I could have done possibly was gotten through it and rushed with it, and I would have just come out of it feeling unsatisfied because I rushed through it and it would just be small talk. When you start talking to someone, तो आप थोड़ी सी बात करते हो, फिर आप और बात करते हो, फिर आप और बात करते हो, and it just takes some time and effort till you get to that point where you just like open up, and you start talking about all these things that are in there and that you need to sort of talk about. But if you just constantly checking the time कि ओ मेरे पास सिर्फ इतना time है, you're not going to get there. You'll be like, हाँ ऊपर से सारी बातें की, and then just sort of go your own way. And I would have just checked marked the fact that I took my friend out for brunch, but it wouldn't have been fair. It would have been like ऊपर से तो वो हो जाता that I celebrated her birthday with her, but if it did not have that meaningful conversation or the time we spent together and wasn't a good quality time, then what was the point? Again, it would just be half cooked and not genuine. So I let it be, and I spent as much time there as I could, and we talked, and I had such a good time. And then I was like, okay, now I have to do these shoots, and that's okay. And today the shoots will be compromised, and maybe the story time with my son will be compromised, but that's okay because it's not compromised every day. And today, this certain thing is the priority, and I'm just going to take that as my win for the day. So that is my win for the day. So yeah, like you get it, right? You get what I'm saying? I don't know, I keep saying the same things a lot. But honestly, I'm having so much fun doing these baatein with you. I don't know why I didn't do that last time. And मुझे बहुत मज़ा आता है यहाँ पे आके just अपनी बातें करना. कभी कभार मुझे जिस तरह फील होता है कि मैं अपनी दिल की भड़ास निकाल रही हूँ because I don't have anyone to talk to. That's not true, but maybe a little true. But like, like I just come here and I just speak my heart out and I just truly enjoy it. Why is my phone ringing? Yeah, sorry. I got a call. But anyway, yeah, so I come here and I just feel like I can talk about anything and I just feel safe. Even though the internet is not a very safe place, to be honest. But I just do feel like, I'm beginning to feel like I am starting to have or build a community here. that listens and that I want to talk to, you know. I'll be honest, I'm not enjoying the guest podcasts that much. I really enjoyed them like last season, but I think that's also because, like I've told you, how I'm just struggling with my individuality and identity. I am just not so I'm just working on those where I need to figure out how to navigate through those guest podcasts. So please bear with me, but please do watch them, and bear with me. I know, and inshallah, that they're going to get better and better and better slowly. uh, but just sort of bear with me right now. I need to power through it. If you are struggling in any way at all, like you feel that your life is not in your control, it's not looking the way you want it to, like mine is not look was not looking the way I wanted it to. It's beginning to look like the way I wanted it to, but that was only because I decided to take control, to reclaim my power, to really do something about it. Like, you can't just sit and complain that my life doesn't look the way that I want it to. You need to, like, imagine who you want to be and manifest it. Like, imagine it, think about that person you want to be, and think about the habits that person has, the life that person has, and then work for that. Show up as that person. The person that I want to be does this, looks like this, acts like this, says this, and start doing it. And that's what I did. So I was just like, the person the person who I want to be is like this. And I started sort of showing up as that woman. And it worked. It's working. I can feel it. Just have that like mindset, and that I'm not going to cry or complain about my circumstances, because honestly, that's not helping anyone. It's not helping you. It's not helping you get where you want to be. To kya faida? And I also feel that the words that you use for yourself or your life, it really affects you. So the negative self-talk will make sure that that's how you and your life stays. But when you start talking about your life and yourself in positive words, in better words, then you start seeing that in your life, and you start making that happen in your life. If you're just going to look at everything that's wrong, you're never getting out of that, So show up, guys. Sometimes it's the most important thing to do. Show up as the person that you want to be, and power through stuff, and just make sure that whatever stuff that you're doing mindfully. I think I say that at the end of every podcast, because I feel like that is where my heart is right now, doing things that I want to do with full heart, so that I can feel more in control of my life and myself. So do that. And thank you so much for being here and listening to me literally say half of the same shit that I did last time. No new lessons learned. But I guess that's okay. Today's episode is mediocre, and it's fine. I'm okay with that. Next time, we'll try to do better. So please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it. Talk to your friends about it. Tell them that I'm very wise and that I will change their lives. And they should listen to me. Listen to my podcast when you're traveling. गाड़ी में लगा लिया करें, या सोने से पहले लगा लिया करें, और फिर अच्छी अच्छी बातें मेरी सुन के आप सो जाया करें रात को, तो फिर आप सुबह उठ के अच्छा फील करेंगे. ठीक है? But anyway, thank you, and I'll see you again next time. Allah Hafiz.